Hi, Steve Stine here. What I'm going to be doing is showing you how to play TNT by AC/DC in power chord form. So the first thing we're going to do here is we have to make sure we understand what a power chord is. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your first finger and head up to the 5th fret of the 6th string. Okay? Now, the rest of your finger can kind of lay across the other strings. You don't need to purposely try and miss all the strings like you do kind of when you're playing normal chords. And you don't need to try and press on all 6 strings. You don't need to waste any energy either way. You just want to play the 6th fret, or excuse me, the 6th string 5th fret, and then just kind of lay across everything. Then your ring finger, we're going to put your ring finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string. So we have our index finger on the 6th string 5th fret. We have our ring finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string. And for now, let's just play that with those 2 fingers, as this is just sort of a beginner's power chord style song. Sort of an easy version of this. So we've got this chord. We're going to just play the top 2 strings. So try and remember to strum right over the pickup and try and make sure that your arm is back a little bit so you can just move nice and small, kind of from the wrist here. Because you really don't want to strum the other strings. You just want these. Then we're going to take this power chord right here, and we're simply going to take the whole shape and move it down to the 3rd fret. Okay, so again, now my first finger is on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. My ring finger's on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and I'm only using those 2 fingers at this point. Your thumb really should kind of be located between those 2 fingers in the back. You know, if you have your thumb like way over here, sometimes it makes it very difficult for your ring finger to be able to reach. So if you put your thumb kind of either behind the first finger or a little bit over this way, it makes it easier for you to use pressure against that ring finger to press it down. Okay, so now you've got 5, you've got 3, and then the last one, what we're going to do is we're going to keep heading downward. So if I took this power chord, I moved it to 2, moved it to 1, then moved it to 0 off the fretboard, you'd notice my first finger would come off the guitar. So where my ring finger is right now, I'm going to put my first finger on there. Okay, this is an open power chord. Okay, so like if you've ever played E minor or E major, it's the top part of that chord. So I'm pressing on the 5th string right here with my first finger, and I'm just playing the top 2 strings. So if I go from this chord, again, I'm just strumming the top 2, small swipe with my wrist, my thumb is behind the guitar, and then I'm going to go to 3, and then I'm going to go to 5, so I have... Now the other thing I want you to notice is I'm stopping the strings in between. So when I strum this, my hand's coming down, stopping the strings. I move up to 3, stop the strings, move up to 5, and that's what gives the space. So you learn how to set your hand down, and while you're setting that down, that's a perfect opportunity for you to lift and shift, right? Lift and shift. Now to keep things nice and easy, what we're going to do is we're going to move backwards from 5 to 3. Now in between those, this one's the harder part. I'm not going to stop the strings. I'm just moving back and timing it. So I'm going like this with my hand. I'm moving back. I'm holding on to those strings. Okay? And then I'm strumming. So I have to time the movement. Okay? So it's going to go stop. And then... I stop to get ready on E again to start all over. Now, do I have to stop after that 5? Again, if you want to, it's fine. The goal with this is not to make it overly complicating. It's just to have some fun playing an AC/DC tune. So whatever's comfortable for you. If you stopped it, you'd get that sound. If you don't stop it, so just do the best you can with the stops. The first thing to do is to understand the power chord, both this power chord and the open power chord. Second thing to do is to visualize the movements and practice moving your hand without strumming. And then the third thing is to start strumming. And then the last thing is to start trying to put those stops in. You don't have to try and do everything at the exact same time. Just try and put it together nice and slow. So really, there's only 2 parts we need to worry about with this song. The part that you're doing right now, which is the verse. And again, I am simplifying just to make it easier and more fun for you to play if you've never really done this before. And then the second part is the chorus. The 'cause I'm TNT. You're going to go from 5 to 3 to that open power chord. TNT. Then you stop. Then you do it again. Then you do it again 3 times. Then the 4th time you do the same thing. But you go back up. Watch me explode. You go from 3 to 5. So there's 2 segments to this song. There's the very beginning, which is the verse. Then there's the chorus, which is TNT, stop. And you're going to do that 3 times. Technically 4, but the 4th time you got to go back up. Here's the 4th one. Watch me explode. You just put those 2 parts together over and over and over. Okay? Now, if you want to take it to the next level after you figured all that out, you can add in an extra slide in the verse. You could do this. Watch. Right here. 3, 5, 3. Okay, that's a little bit harder, but if you want to add that in, I'm just playing 3. I'm not lifting. I'm just sliding up to 5 and sliding back to 3 and strumming back and forth like that to create that sound. Okay, now again, TNT can be played with open chords and all sorts of different things. This is just a nice, easy version of being able to play it with a 2-finger power chord, just to get comfortable with power chords and have some fun playing some music.